Morning! It's Friday, the 1st of December 2017. Can you believe it? Oh, and before I begin, I've got to show you what's outside my window. So I feel like Anna could rise. Dun, dun, dun. Well, it doesn't look as snowy actually, but blimey, this morning it was snowy. And I had to take my big ass truck down to the yard and God, there's so much mess in the background there, isn't there? God, I had to take my big ass truck down to the yard to feed my ponies. Anyway, it was pretty bad. So where I go is over the moors. So I literally live in Nidderdale, and you go over the back of the moors, which is amazing countryside, beautiful scenery. But there's like a bit of a dip where you go down, like a little valley area. Except from, nah, even my pickup wasn't going to have it. It was icy as anything. Anyways, so we're into December. I thought I'd give you a little update on today, or should I say this week. It's been quite an interesting week actually. So there's a few things. The first thing is I finished off my blog post for Point of Beginning, which is all about the buyer's journey. And on Thursday I was down at Geodata in London and got chatting to quite a few people and just talking literally about the buyer's journey. So POB's article in January is literally going to be all about the buyer talking to the audience. So the articles that I've written are actually for surveyors and tracking and how you find new customers, how you go about it, how you develop that relationship. But I thought I'd put a spin on it and look at it from a different perspective and put it in the buyer's shoes, so you come from that perspective. And it got me also thinking about, you know, how does that happen? So I was speaking to the lovely Martyn at GetMapping, and we were just talking about that from a service perspective. So if you're going down the road and you're scanning the road, you know, you're mapping out the way and what you're doing, and what value you give into that client. You know, who do you speak to if you want to get into a new client? So if it's a construction company that you're working with, it could be Balfour Beatty, it could be highways, it could be whoever it could be. You know, look at it from their perspective and put yourself in the buyer's shoes. Now, there's a really interesting article from Harvard Business Review, which came out in March. And I have the magazine somewhere, but I don't know what the heck I've done with it. So I found it online, and it's saying that it's gone from 5.2 people that you have to sort of deal with in a B2B scenario. Now it's 6.8. Now I don't know how the point gets in there, because you can't get a point of a person. But what it's actually sort of explaining is you don't just have one buyer that you have to work with. You have to sort of work with several different people. And I was speaking to Paul from 3D Usenet, who's one of our clients, again about the buyer's journey. And, you know, he works with lots of construction companies and different companies that are working with projects, and they have this software which you can put on your smartphone, and you can then access a project, a 3D project, through this window, so to speak. So if you were a finance director or you were the CEO of a company, but you want to check on what's happening in the project, you'd literally go onto this little portal, which is called 3D Usenet, and then be able to see what's happening. So you don't necessarily have to download the data and have it on your own computer, so really flexible. But he's not just dealing with, for example, the project managers. He's got to deal with the IT departments. He's got to deal with different people within that buying chain, so to speak. So it was quite an interesting topic. I'm quite going through lots of detail about it at the moment. So Ellie's been frantically busy, apart from having a blinging chest infection this week. Poor thing. She's got a new house and it's gone to her chest and all that sort of palaver. She's actually done finished off two nice blogs for us. The first one was how to market your geospatial company, and we've actually pitched it at the manufacturers and dealers this time round. So you know, how you go about it, what are the steps that you must take, and we've thrown in some little ideas in there, like using things like MailChimp and stuff like that, which is, you know, direct marketing you know, if you want to do email marketing, that sort of thing, that's quite a nice little tool to use, and you can track it. We use MailChimp, and quite a lot of our customers use MailChimp. So just little step-by-step instructions. And again, things like we've done 6 steps to nail your sales lead generation. So again, I've just sort of given you an overview, and that can relate to surveyors as well as geospatial dealers, manufacturers, that sort of thing. And lastly, one of the things that actually, let me just pull this book out. I'm always reading and trying to keep up with the latest stuff. But have a look at Anne's book, and it's called Everybody Writes. Now, I like storytelling. I like to get into the details and like understand what's happening. And I've never thought I was really good at writing, but I suppose everybody's good at writing. We write on a day-to-day basis. We might write a tweet, we write emails every day. And she really gets into the nitty-gritty and how you become a better writer. Now the thing is for me is, especially we're working with surveyors and geospatial manufacturers, software houses, dealers, that sort of thing. You know, how do you get across, what is the value that you get across to these guys, to you guys, you know? And one of the questions she actually puts in this book, and I'll show you, I'm a bit geeky, so I like to scribble on everything. But she actually says, you know, what hell does my product save you from, and what heaven does it actually deliver? So have a think about that when you're doing your own marketing of any sort. You know, what hell, you know, are you saving your client base from, and what heaven are they getting into? You know, what is great about it? So that's all for me from this week. I'm back down in London next week. I'm off to the RICS. I think it's a little mini conference or something on the Thursday, so I'm quite excited about that. Anyways, ciao for now.